Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in tonight. I'm Kashaira. I'm super excited to talk with you all tonight. If you are new here to my Instagram or my Facebook, my name is Kashaira and I'm a brand strategist and I help women entrepreneurs maximize their online presence and make money from their ideas using social media. Hey Renee! You can learn more about me at thisishermovement.com, and I'm coming on tonight because tomorrow, hey Sherry, I am hosting a free webinar called Video Demystified. If you're tuning in here on Facebook, you'll actually find the link in the title of this live stream. If you're tuning in on Instagram, if you click the link in my bio, there's a shortcut link for you there. Hey Katrina. And so I wanted to come on tonight and talk to you about why it's time for video to be a part of your marketing strategy consistently. So if you're tuning in, hi, make sure you invite your friends, share this out, share this on your Facebook, tag your friends in the comments, let them know to come in. I'm not going to hold you too long. I know those of us here in the Midwest are either dealing with this super cold winter weather or we're gearing up for a cold day tomorrow, but wanted to talk with you about video. So some of you I know are still kind of trying to conquer that fear of getting on camera. If you're on my email list, I just shared over the weekend my own battles with being afraid of being on camera a couple years ago and how I was able to conquer that and how that's helped my business grow. And then some of you have pushed past it. You know, you may even be comfortable on camera, but you haven't been doing it consistently. You haven't been going live consistently. You haven't been recording your videos for YouTube or whatever other platforms. You might struggle with actually creating the right content and understanding what that's even supposed to look like. But in this year, video is not going anywhere. Over the last couple of years, video and video marketing has continued to grow and be a force to be reckoned with. I actually did a podcast on 2019 marketing trends, which my podcast is called The Bombshell Diaries, and it's on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, all those great places. But one of the major marketing trends for this year is the continued rise of video. And so when you think about video marketing and why this is a big deal, for one, think about your own social media or internet usage. How often do you find yourself engrossed in some kind of video, whether it's an ad or something funny online or a news story? And even with news outlets, you go on their websites and 90% of the content is video. So you find yourself engrossed in it. Also think about the amount of times you've bought something or taken part in something because of a video you've seen. We got to think about it in terms of your own personal experiences. It's very easy for you to understand how powerful video is. Whether you're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, even LinkedIn, there's video everywhere. And brands are starting to put way more money into advertisements through video. I don't know if you guys have seen on Facebook where you could be watching a video on Facebook and then an ad pops up out of the middle of nowhere, right? And so with that, thinking about how can you leverage it for your brand, sometimes when we think about video, We think about going live and we're like, well, that's for service providers, people who are selling coaching programs or consulting. But if you're a product-based business, you can 100%, and I encourage you to use video as well to get yourself in front of a broader audience and build your visibility. As every industry is becoming even more saturated, visibility and being in front of your audience in a very authentic way is even more important. And so I have a couple reasons why it's time for you to start using video consistently in your marketing, and I want to share those with you tonight. And so one of the first reasons why is it literally builds your brand as the expert in whatever it is you do. Whether you sell body butters and you are the expert in shea butter, or whether you are a consultant and you're an expert in building businesses, video helps to project you as an expert. And so when I came about with my business, blogging was still like the hot thing, and I do believe blogging is making a comeback. But even then, even somebody that struggles with writing, if they sit down long enough, they can write out a blog post, they can write a paper, they can publish something on LinkedIn, whatever else. But everyone isn't good at articulating their insight on camera. With video, you can meet your audience exactly where they are, in their homes, in their car, or wherever they are, and you can talk with them through your concepts and ideas in a way that makes sense for them. My favorite part of using live video is being able to answer questions, is being able to engage in the comments, is ensuring that you understand what I'm talking about and being able to clarify on the spot. If I write a blog post about something, you have to wait for me to find the comment, you have to hope that I understand what you mean, and I have to write back, and it's just like a long back and forth game. But when you are in front of someone on camera, you can easily address their concerns, their issues, their questions right there, which further solidifies your spot as the go-to person in your field. Just think about it. A lot of us have met people when we were in our academic settings or even in our workplaces who they practice their presentation and they're really good in front of the room, but if you ask them a question, they have no answers for you because they don't really know what they're talking about. They memorize the presentation and they can recite the presentation, but they can't actually answer questions. Being able to answer questions and talk on the spot about your niche is literally what brands you as an expert. If I can't answer your questions on video marketing, then why am I here? Why am I having a webinar on it, right? And so live stream is one of the quickest ways to brand yourself because you can show people, hey, I'm for real. Like I've done in my Facebook community, open Q&As, just ask me whatever you want. I've done, webinars on Facebook Live and answer people's questions through them. And that helps people to understand that I'm the real deal and I know what I'm talking about. And it's the same thing with you. And even with my cosmetics line, I have a Facebook group for those folks as well. And I get on live in there and talk with them about the products, how they can use them, how they can wear them, and do demonstrations. Again, in that sense, I'm building my brand as an expert in that space and in that field using live stream video. The second reason why it's time for you to start using video consistently in your marketing is that it allows you to provide visual proof, okay? So we already talked about how you can do live demonstrations of how to use your product or even how to wear your product. For those of you that are in fashion, that are in beauty, that have hair, you can leverage live stream and show somebody how to install those bundles, how to apply that wig, how they can style that dress, how they can apply, I know Ronnie's on how they can use your skincare products, how, what the before and after looks like of doing that, walking them through whatever that is. And then if you have a service-based business, and you're looking to continue to show that you know what you're talking about, this is where you can actually whiteboard your strategy, right? Like you can actually get on here in my membership group. I've gotten on a live stream and I did a screen share and I'm just in Google Doc typing out stuff, typing out examples, writing things out. And so with this, obviously it's dependent upon what platforms you're using if you decide to use a screen sharing platform, but you can share slide decks, you can share pre-recorded videos, you can do a lot of different things to drive home your knowledge of a concept or example of how to use something. And I don't think enough people actually do this. I don't think enough people use live stream video as a way to provide visual proof. If you're pitching a product, show your consumers how to use it, how it benefits them, show them how to, if like one of my clients is a nutritionist and now she's doing meal prep live streams, show people how she's preparing her meals and how she cooks, etc. She's providing visual proof of her expertise as well as her knowledge of doing certain things and also showing that like her behaviors. Like, hey, I'm not just teaching you how to meal prep and not doing it myself. I'm actually meal prepping for the week. And the benefit of hiring me is that I can tell you exactly what you should be meal prepping to meet the exact fitness and health goals that you have. So again, live stream drives that home. And it also creates an image in somebody's head where when they think of your expertise, they're always going to think of you. Like when I think of skincare, I'm going to always think of Ranisha, like period. No matter how many other brands I follow, because she gets on and she talks about her skincare products and she does her makeup and all of those different things. And so that also embeds you in that person's head. And even if that person isn't ready to hire you or buy from you or work from you today, when they are ready, you're going to be the first person that comes to mind. There's a reason why people come into me that say, I've been following you for a year, following you for 2 years, and I'm finally ready. When I got this check or when I got this idea, you were the first person that I thought of. I don't necessarily think that I'm the best or always in your face every day, but I believe I've put out enough content, particularly video content, where I'm ingrained in your head as that person to come to when it's time to build a brand with impact and a brand with influence and a brand that makes money online. And so video drives home that visual proof. And one of the last reasons that I'm going to cover tonight, because I don't want to give away the whole webinar. If you're just coming in, I'm doing a free webinar tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time called Video Demystified. And I'm going to be talking to you about how and why you can leverage video marketing to take your brand and your profits to the next level. If you're watching on Instagram, you can click the link in my bio to RSVP. If you're watching on Facebook, click the link in the title of this live stream. So like I said, I don't want to give you away the whole webinar, but this last reason why I think we can all appreciate video is cost effective. Argue with your auntie about it, okay? I know back in the day there was a slight barrier to entry because we all were used to YouTube where you needed to have, or people alluded to the fact that you needed to have a nice camera, and you needed like Final Cut Pro, you needed all these lights and things like that. And sure, these tools are helpful, but because live streaming has continued to grow even on platforms like YouTube, videos filmed on your phone have just as much impact as professionally put together, edited, and filmed commercials. You can also increase your reach when you use video on social media more than just using text or photos, and that's proven. There's plenty of data through Facebook and Instagram on the power of using videos, particularly with your advertisements that drive home those conversion rates. And so the quality of phone cameras have also increased. No matter what kind of phone you have, for the most part, a lot of these cameras are really high quality, where if you put, two pieces of footage next to each other from maybe an iPhone and like a camera, you may struggle to figure out which one it is. So you can grab your phone. There's editing software in the app stores, and you can be in business. Get your phone, a tripod, face a window, and you can like get it popping. And like I have an iMac and I have a MacBook and a couple other things, and I have yet to invest in crazy expensive video editing software, because for why though, right? And also one thing, particularly with service-based businesses too, is our audiences are looking for authenticity and they're looking for expertise. They don't necessarily need you to have all the bells and whistles, but I can teach you how to have bells and whistles if you want bells and whistles, but they're more so looking for you to show up in an authentic way and show what you have to offer. And so this is a very cost-effective way to get in front of your folks and show them what you have going on, but you have to do it consistently. You cannot be out here hopping on video once a month and like, okay, that's enough, I hit my quota for the month. Like, you have to continue to be in front of your audience and giving them this content. Also keeping in mind that because there are more and more softwares you can use when you go live, you can, in fact, turn your live stream into a production if you want it to be. And I can tell you a little bit more about how to do that during tomorrow's webinar. So make sure you join me tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And make sure you're registered, Video Demystified. We're only going live tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Someone asked if I was doing like an encore. I'm not doing an encore, but if you can't make it at 7, you will have access to a replay if you register, but the replay will only be available for 48 hours. Tiffany says here on Facebook that she uses her phone to record her videos. Awesome. Shay says I watch more videos than reading posts. Thank you. So she validated exactly what I said. And I am really guilty of falling down like the black hole of watching videos on social media. Like, you watch one, you just like keep scrolling. Ranisha says consistency is my problem. And we're going to talk about that more tomorrow. I definitely feel that video, just like any other content, whether that's social media captions, whether that's blogging, it's all about having a system. It's all about having a schedule and preparing for that, thinking about that batch creation and things like that. But then also keeping in mind too, like what your goals are. Because I do feel that some people kind of pull content out, and content's like its own little thing separate from business strategy, whereas content should be right in the heart of business strategy, and it should always tie back to your campaigns and your goals, so that it's video with a purpose. Like, with a purpose is like my slogan in 2019. Like, it's everything with a purpose. It's video with a purpose, it's content with a purpose, it's social media with a purpose, it's sales with a purpose, email with a purpose. Like, everything has to have a purpose, right? And so if you did not tune into my planathon, you should consider getting in Bombshell Business Society, my membership group, so that you can catch those replays. As I talked about, posting with the purpose and creating your plan for the year, creating your revenue goals, identifying what it is you're launching or selling in the year, and then creating content that goes along with that. And so thinking about when I released All in Favor of Branding, which if you don't have your copy, it's on Amazon, y'all. But when I released this, a lot of my content leading up to it was on Instagram as well as on Facebook, but it was intentional content. It was intentional videos, intentional posts, intentional captions, because I knew what my end game was. My end game was to hit a certain number of pre-orders with this book, which thank God it exceeded. Thank y'all that bought this book. Make sure you tag me in your pictures of it. But again, it should all relate. And I think sometimes when we're simply just saying, okay, I just got to post this, I got to get something out, I got to put something out, I got to build the brand, we don't have like any ROI associated with that. So then that makes it like a chore and something that we don't want to do, versus if it's tied to, I got to put this video out because I'm trying to sell X amount of this product, or I'm running this special, whatever else. And so now and if you're running a special or you're selling a product, it's also easier for you to figure out what it is you should even be talking about, because you know what the end game is. So again, tune in tomorrow, Video Demystified. We're going to go deep. I start right on time. If you've never been in any of my webinars, I start right on time. Men, y'all can come too. We don't do fluff, so if you come in late, you're probably going to miss something, but we're going to have a really good time tomorrow. So with that, y'all, have a wonderful night. If you're in the Midwest, please, please, please stay warm. Turn on the heat, get under a blanket, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow, okay? Have a wonderful evening. Bye.